Humans can only access 10% of their brain, while the rest of our cognitive capacity goes untapped.
It is estimated most human beings only use 10% of their brain's capacity. Imagine if we could access 100%. With Morgan Freeman's godlike voice narrating this line in the movie Lucy, it might actually make you believe that this is in fact. However, this is scientifically wrong. Human brains are capable of various things that we don't even know about, and that's what we're going to tackle on this list, which are facts based on Rowan Ternewa, MD's an assistant professor of neurology in the Division of Cognitive Neurology at The Ohio State University. Expertise. Here are 10 things you didn't know what your brain can do. By the way, make sure to click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our engaging videos, and use that trigger finger by smashing that like button. Now let's get into it. Ready?
To thank you for watching this video, we're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. Do you want to learn the secret of improving all aspects of your life and unlocking what you're really capable of? The legendary Bob Proctor spent over 57 years learning this one thing and is hosting a free webinar where he reveals what he's learned and what actually works. He'll teach you the law of compensation, a secret only the mega wealthy know of but not taught in our educational system. And the impression of increase, the law of laws that will increase areas in all aspects of your life, whether it be in health, relationships, or wealth. Right now, the first 200 people to use the link below will get access to this free webinar. Now, let's get back to the video.
Number 1. The brain runs on electricity, producing enough power to light a 25-watt bulb. When people come up with a great idea in movies, it's often depicted with a very bright light bulb above their heads. Metaphorically, this representation is a bit exaggerated, but nonetheless, close to accuracy. What most people don't know is that the brain can actually produce enough energy to illuminate a tiny or dim light bulb. This is possible because of the human body's network of billions of specialized nerve cells or neurons, roughly 100 billion in the brain alone. These neurons send and receive essential information from and to the brain by transmitting electrical impulses throughout the body. This message system is continuous and can compete with the world's most advanced communication networks, including the internet. A little quantity of electricity is generated by each neuron. The electricity created in the brain can power a tiny light bulb when all these neurons are added all together. This equates to roughly 10 to 25 watts of electricity. Impressive, isn't it? Number 2, the brain can adapt. Given that the brain is literally enclosed in our skull for protection, we can all agree that our brain is like the persistent of our body with 24/7 protection. However, even with this, our brain is actually capable of adapting more than we think. We now know that the way the brain functions isn't fixed, and that we may recruit other regions of the brain to compensate for injured ones when necessary. For example, we know that brain injury may result in genius in certain people. The brain can adapt to injuries such as stroke or head trauma, a process referred to as brain plasticity. Dr. Ternewa says, the brain can rewire itself so that healthy neurons can form new networks or modify existing networks to compensate for the damaged parts of the brain. Fragile as it may seem, but our brains actually do work hard to sustain itself, using whatever is readily available to do it. Number 3, the brain is awake during sleep. Just when we think that our brains are already so overworked, we find out that the brain is actually awake even when we are asleep. Although it may appear that sleep is at a time for the brain to relax, there's really a lot going on in your head when you're asleep, which is one of the reasons why sleep is so essential for the brain. Areas such as the frontal cortex, which controls our higher level thinking and awareness, and the somatosensory cortex, which allows us to perceive our environment, are active even while we are sleeping, explains Dr. Ternewa. Our brain is more active than previously thought, even in deep non-REM sleep, according to studies. Number 4, the brain processes more than 5 senses. It's a no-brainer, pun intended, that every day we use our brains for every single task we do, even the simple ones. Another fascinating thing about the brain is that our brain processes more than 5 senses at once. When it comes to senses, the main 5 come to mind: vision, hearing, smell, touch, and taste. However, neurologists at Harvard Medical School have identified many different ways humans see the environment. One is equal biception, or balance, which is controlled by our inner ear's vestibular system. Another is proprioception, which is the awareness of where our body is in space and prevents us from colliding with objects. Our sensation of pain, our sense of temperature, and our sense of time are among the others. These are additional internal sensations that alert us to hunger, thirst, and the need to use the restroom. To put it simply, things that we automatically react to on a daily basis is based on our brain's capability to process these senses altogether. Number 5, your brain can register subliminal messages. Subliminal messages, which are short phrases or images shown on a screen faster than the conscious mind can detect, were initially employed in advertising in the 1950s, but were subsequently outlawed. Although the effectiveness of subliminal messaging has been questioned, current research suggests that it may be beneficial. After seeing a sequence of positive messages about aging, older participants' self-perceptions and physical function improved. According to a Yale research, athletes and another research were able to work out for longer periods of time after receiving subliminal motivational signals. The fact actually backs up the idea of surrounding yourself with positivity, since with this, your environment is defined a factor to how your brain can react.
To thank you for watching this video, we're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. Have you ever wondered how to end procrastination and self-sabotage so you can unleash your full potential to live the life you deserve? #1 best-selling author and high-performance coach Peter Sage is hosting a free webinar where he'll teach you how to increase your wealth with less time and struggle, and also how to hyper-boost your growth and success so you can finally break out of any rut you find yourself in. Right now, Peter and his team are offering a free $100 gift to anyone who doesn't find his webinar as the best use of their time within the last 5 years. Now, let's get back to the video.
Number 6, the brain is responsible for our intuition. Are you merely dreaming it when you say you have a gut feeling? It turns out that there is some truth to it. These hunches, according to studies, are the consequences of our brain storing, analyzing, and absorbing information without our conscious mind being aware of it. To create a rapid reply, this intuition may depend on previous experiences and external signals. Number 7, the brain can feel pleasure. We all know that headaches are a real thing, but another fun fact is that actually our brains do not possess any pain receptors. Therefore, our brain is literally incapable of feeling pain. However, the pain we feel during headaches and migraines are from the pain receptors present in the scalp, along with the membranes that cover your bones and brain tissue. On the other hand, our brain feels pleasure due to the release of a variety of neurotransmitters, chemical messengers, in various areas of the brain, which are responsible for pleasure. Number 8, the brain prevents you from tickling yourself. Have you ever wondered how people can be so ticklish, but when they do it to themselves or even ourselves, we don't get the same sensation that makes us giggle and laugh out loud? A simple explanation is that the cerebellum is actually responsible for this phenomenon. According to research done at University College London, the cerebellum, which is responsible for physical movement, may foresee the feeling and prevent a reaction. Tickling habits are thought to have evolved in monkeys as a kind of social connection, according to the evolutionary experts. Number 9, the brain can get distracted. While the brain isn't always inefficient while performing 2 tasks at once, distraction may have a significant influence on the brain's capacity to stay on task when it comes to higher order thinking. The main limit arises when both of the tasks require attention. For example, we can carry out a conversation while walking, but if we were walking over a complicated, uneven, and dangerous path, it would be difficult to carry out an involved conversation at the same time, says psychology professor Stephen J. Luck, PhD, director of the Center for Mind and Brain at the University of California, Davis. Number 10, the brain changes as it ages. It's true that as we get older, certain elements of our brains change, some for the worse. As we age, our brains normally shrink in size by about 1 or 2% every year after the age of 40, Dr. Tavenas says. This occurs due to the loss of brain cells shrinking in size, and also some loss of the branches that neurons use to communicate with each other, referred to as dendrites. However, even with this, other functions tend to remain preserved as we grow older. Main examples to this would be our language functions. In fact, research from Harvard and MIT shows that arithmetic abilities don't peak until the age of 50, while vocabulary and cumulative intelligence, all of your facts and information, peak much later, in our early 70s. The brain is a one-of-a-kind, totally unique organ. Because your brain serves so many tasks, it's critical to look after it as best you can. What do you think about 10 things you didn't know what your brain can do? Let us know in the comments section below. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so we continue giving you the best content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.